is going on?
It is Scotch for Dummies.
Woo-hoo.
Thursday night.
Wait a minute.
That was a.
I'm Andrew.
Two. You are? Three?
We're all four here.
Four.
Hot diggity dog.
Four of us.
Cheers to that.
How does that happen?
Cheers to you.
Cheers to you all.
We came for the Scotch.
And you know what?
And we have some.
The dynamic when the four of us are here is epic.
We don't get anything
We were
done.
just starting our first drink on the pre-show, and everybody was already just like, "What?" Just talking like,
Oh, boy.
good old buddies back together.
So,
Got the band back together.
got a show. Want to find out who's on already. But before we even get started, we got to at least announce there's already been a stand-in in the fights tonight. Johnny Walker Green Label had to bow out. We
COVID?
overlooked. Yeah, there you go. Johnny Walker Green, COVID.
Yeah.
You know.
So we will fix the title and the thumbnail tomorrow. So if you're watching the replay, sorry, but it's not going to be the Green Label.
And by we mean Drew.
That's right.
That's
we
what we
blend
mean.
Drew. What are we doing in place of it?
Artist blend, compass box. So we'll get to the tail of the tape when it gets to fight time. I'm not sure if compass box is going to be able to stand toe to toe with this big hitter, but don't.
John doesn't mess around though,
John
man.
Glazer does not mess around.
No.
So
It'll be a good
we'll
fight.
see. Anywho, happy Thursday. Who's
Happy
here?
Thursday. Happy Thursday.
Ben Davis.
Hey, give me a quick thumbs up, everybody, for audio check. We had some audio issues, so make sure you can hear everybody real quick. But give me a thumbs up. We're good. But yeah, let's see who's here.
Audio issues? We don't have issues.
Never. Tamar.
Tom is, of course. Jacob, Green Label will smoke Black 12. Jacob, Green Label's had to bow out.
Green Label
We'll get
lost.
there.
We'll get into
Monkey
it
shoulder.
in a
Yeah,
minute.
we didn't realize. Well, that's not.
Long story. The Bilbo, you can be the fourth. You can.
Yep. There has to be four if you're hopping, right?
That's true. Trooper Henry, Ross Bud, hello.
Hello,
Never
Ross.
had Black Bull. Well, I tell you what, we never had it until it got into these fights, and it won its first fight. So what can you say?
Thumbs up. Thumbs up's good. Okay.
Pierre, I see a lot of the folks in the pre-show. There was a good pre-show. They had a good pre-show. We didn't partake as much
This-
because we were figuring.
This is all you need to know for pre-show right there.
Yeah. Let's
Thanks, Bobby.
I will say that you guys will have to give you the story from our perspective because
yeah, but that's for the patrons.
Yeah.
I'm not airing. I'm not
Your
airing
dirty
that.
laundry.
Air your dirty laundry. You're not gonna air out. Never mind.
Yeah,
All
thanks,
right,
guys.
so Francois is in tonight. Who else? Pierre. I see Pierre's there.
I saw KLG. What he said something. Everwind. John Irwin.
Eric Waite.
Hey, am I happy, guys? All
Yeah.
right. Good for
quite
that.
the crowd coming
What's
in.
going on with Eric Waite?
I heard he just had a birthday.
He said, "Always good to
Always-
start with a live rock and roll." Hell yeah.
That is our pro tip.
Yep.
It's fun. It's fun for us to get.
You can start anything with that, really.
Hang on, I want to see what Philly's got to say.
Billy.
Sipping Monkey Shoulder. All right, we got a blend fight tonight.
Yep,
Yeah,
Monkey
nothing
Shoulder
wrong
stood
with that.
toe to toe for a while.
I got the King Kong bottle at home.
You
Good to see
did.
Richard on.
Yep.
That's right.
Always
And the
Old
Ronin,
Scotch.
the Roninator.
We got a good crowd
Well,
going.
we do.
We do.
We do. Let's get down
I hope
to
they're ready for a good
Lawrence
fight.
and John
Wow,
Irwin.
Lawrence, what are you doing?
Marcus.
Cheers to you, man. Good to see you, brother. All right, that's awesome, exciting.
KLG and Scott Teague is in there. Scott Teague is also doing Monkey Shoulder.
Lawrence is in a class I'm taking, and I'm trying to open his eyes to the wide world of Scotch. So we've got a bottle that he's already tried, and we're going to move on to some other ones here shortly.
So what are we doing tonight? For
So-
people that are tuning in on the replay, what's going on?
Well, King of the Hill series tonight. We've got fights. We've got 4 different categories in the King of the Hill, and we're trying to get as many bottles through the rings if you can. And because by October 1st is somewhere around there, we're going to have to stop the regular fights and start putting the kings against each other to find out who's going to
Yep.
be the King of the Year and basically Scotch for Dummies Bottle of the Year.
that's right.
So tonight we've got 2 more fights in the blend category and the peated category.
So we start with Peated, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's always a smart move.
On the thumbnail and the title, we had Green Label in, and it was pointed out to us by a patron that Green Label's already been in a fight and lost.
And we were like, no, it hasn't.
it missed our spreadsheet, so we went back, and sure enough, everyone is always right.
He's always right.
Video evidence.
I'm telling you, don't go against that guy in a blind because he's good.
He's got a
He'll
killer
destroy
palate.
you.
Yeah. So anyway, we corrected it. We had to pull Green Label out because it's already fought and it's out. So the stand-in, the next competitor was Compass Box Artist Blend, and it's going to go against the standing champ, the Black Bull. That's the undercard tonight, and then the big fight is against Andrew?
Looks like what? Kalila 12.
This the current
And
king.
Lagavulin 8.
And Lag 8.
That's gonna be a tough fight.
So, yeah, I mean, honestly, the Log 16 is obviously 4 years older, a little more pricier. The Log 12 is way more expensive, so that's not fair. But I think
8 comes out swinging.
I think 8 stands a chance here.
Yeah, they're both above 43 or higher ABV. You know, they're comparably priced, but we'll see.
It'll be interesting to see. I got to tell you, I'm interested to see how Black Bull performs. I mean, somebody had made a comment they never had it. I'd never even heard of or had of it before either. Tom R is the one that really put this one in front of us.
I've had this one before. Like before we started, and I don't remember where I had it. Somebody poured me a glass at some point
I've seen
over the years, and I've had it before.
They've got other ages. I've seen
Yep.
like a 21 or better at Vine and Table. It's
Yep.
expensive.
Yeah.
But this is 50%. It comes in swinging.
Yep.
Well, I'm just looking at our spreadsheet, and it looks like we've had a few runs with some blends here, but I don't think we've had a long run of anybody yet. I think everybody.
On the blends, and Monkey Shoulder had a run for a while. Then maybe that was where,
You need to scratch out Johnny Walker Green.
Oh well,
yeah, because I think Jenny Walker Green lost Monkey Shoulder as well.
I think it did. So I think Monkey Shoulder lasted two weeks,
That sounds right.
and so far this one just beat Dimple Pinch, I think.
Yeah.
Yep.
So the Black Bull did. So we'll see what happens here with that against Compass Box. Does some good stuff, boys. This is going to be an interesting
Yeah,
It'll be a fun
matchup.
fight.
It's probably not going to be as coarse and upfront, like punchy, but it's probably nuanced pretty well. So we'll set.
And both of these are pretty much readily available. I think I got this one here. I'm not sure. I can't remember where I got this one. I know this one is
Yeah,
everywhere.
Compass
Box.
Compass Box is everywhere, even in grocery stores.
The Black Bull I see a fair amount in like actual whiskey
Yeah.
stores.
So if you're looking for something to compare or join us sometime, both of these should be around in your area, I would think.
What's the price point of these? Are we going to do tail
So
and tape?
we'll
or
get
we
into
go?
that in just a second. Let's talk about the fights in general up to date, right? So personally, my eyes been open. I've been surprised on a bunch of these. I mean, I honestly expect going into these that I'll be able to tell which we're doing them blind, obviously, but I think I'll know right off the
And
bat.
there's
you
some
know?
that we have.
And there are
There's a
some
few that have been
stand out
obvious.
because we've drank a lot of it or something. We're really familiar with it. But there are some where I'm making a choice, totally thinking I'm picking one of the whiskeys. That's the one that's winning tonight, and it's this whiskey. And then the reveal, I'm like, God damn.
Well,
I was wrong.
it does really go
happens.
into, and I know we're doing our best to try to be unbiased, but it really does go to show you that we're dummies, but we know a lot about Scotch. We've had different Scotches for
doing it for
years.
7 years.
We know different things, and so it's hard to go in this thing thinking, oh yeah, that's so and so, because you just think you know what it is. But the beauty about what this does for you, it really takes that out and go, you don't know shit, because
Right.
this just drink it and what do
Enjoy
you
it.
like and enjoy.
It goes back to, do you remember when Aquavitae was doing his blind challenges? Those were, I mean, people think it's about them, and you get nervous because you think you're the one on the hot seat. It's about the whiskey. It's what it all comes down to. It's about the whiskey, and we realize that any given night, anything can happen. And we were talking last week that sometimes it might have actually been which one you tried first that influenced the other. I mean, there's a lot of different variables, but it's about the moment. Right now, what do we think in this moment? Now, tomorrow we could redo it and pick the other one, but
Maybe.
That's true.
Especially if they're close.
there's so many things that you have to take into account, right? What did you guys eat today? You know,
There's been some really close matches too. So
there have been.
like some really
close.
close.
And lots of, like stunning surprises.
Yes.
Like, what?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
You can if you go back and watch the videos, the look on our faces are like,
Right.
What?
Are we recorded?
This King of the Series, it doesn't matter. We don't care about that. But this King of the Series has been a great. Actually, the idea came from everyone back in, I don't know, 6 months or so
Yeah.
ago. And it's been a really fun series because it's just fun to compare different ones. We try to do our best to keep them kind of even kill as far as bottle to bottle,
Right.
etc. But it's been fun. But you know what? Enough talking. Let's get into this.
All right, so let's get into it. Tail of the tape on the blends. Round the first fight.
Okay.
What do we got? The challenger, Andrew.
Compass Box Artist Blend. Put it down here. Blended,
John Glazer.
blended Scotch whiskey, 43% ABV. Now the casking I think is interesting. So let me pull it out because I was showing you. It's primarily aged in ex-bourbon, custom French oak, and Palo Cordato sherry seasoned casks. So just that right there for a blended Scotch whiskey tells you that they're spending some time on the wood that goes into this. It's not just we'll fill a couple barrels and hope we'll find something. It's no joke. So this should be interesting. Now, you keep in mind, all of those flavors are really subtle. They're not going to punch you in the face, but it's an interesting perspective.
I'll tell you what. We've met John. We've interviewed him. We've had some of his obviously a lot of his whiskey. The guy is
Very talented.
incredible. I mean, his nose, his palate is unbeatable.
And in the blend category, like just blended whiskey in general, like he has a serious nose for that stuff. He knows all the.
Literally, I see what you did
Yep.
there.
Yeah,
He knows.
he knows.
But anyway, who's this taking on? Drew, you give the tail of the tape on the black.
I don't know much about it.
So that's why
honestly.
you give it, man. Pick that bottle up and talk to
Looks
her.
like
It's
looks
a
like black
1
bottle.
week winner so far. This is from Tom Marr, right? So this is his opinion.
Right.
Black Bull 12 blend. So it's a 50%. It's a kind of high for a blend.
It
little
is.
bit- yeah, it's
For a
high.
12-year-old blend, it's high ABV.
Yeah, matured 12 years in oak casks, gentlemen. So
Oh, wow. Okay.
it's
That's
interesting.
unusual.
I guess obviously it's branding because it's Black Bull, but you have no idea what it looks like. So it can't
You
influence
don't even know
us.
the bottle's empty.
Right. Yeah, it's fine. Can't see.
That's true. So how we're going
right.
to do this, like we do every King of the Hill fight, we're going to go through a round of nosing. We're going to go through a round of tasting. Maybe
coin?
follow up a little bit, and
Yeah.
then we'll put water on it and redo it. So it's basically like 4 rounds if you're trying to keep score
don't
on
let
how
it
you
waft
would
off.
grade this.
This is for my man Philly. Drinking
Well,
that.
yeah, that's what we warm it up with. If you've got these at home and you're following along, go ahead. We don't know which one's which. These were pre-poured an hour ago or so, somewhere in that neighborhood. Maybe not quite as much
Half an
because we
hour,
had to pull in the. You're right.
Both full of grain.
Right.
Both of them have a lot of
Yes,
grain.
both of
100%.
Black Bull's 50-50 grain malt.
Yep.
The Compass box, I didn't. You
We
have to
could
go to
look
their
that up,
website and look. But price points are from Total Wine.
I think they're close to both being around $40. I think.
Okay, that's close enough for now.
I mean,
All right, so
reasonably close.
so I'm going to flip a coin and see what you do first. The blue is heads. The clear glass is tails. So we'll spin that and see what you. Yep. And that would
enough.
be tails.
It's tails.
So
So,
we start
we're
with
starting
the-
with that glass right
Get you
there.
some.
So
Light.
43% ABV against a 50% ABV. We'll see what happens.
Vanillas. That's a real light whiskey.
Now these
Light whiskey?
should tend to be most blends. Well, not should. A lot of blends that we've had have been very light on the nose, right? I mean, you don't get a whole lot with grain. Sometimes those grains you're particular to grain, but I don't really get a lot of grain.
It depends. It depends really on the grains. Like sometimes I get stronger notes than others, but it's a lighter
Yeah,
style.
that's
So-
a light, like peach, vanilla and peach.
Peach?
Peaches. Yeah, so it's
I like
a real
peach.
light.
I like peaches.
Yeah.
A
Peaches
little
for
bit
free.
sweet. Not like like ruby fruits and raisins and things like that. It's much
Oh, that's
lighter.
really nice.
It's got
actually.
tapioca sweetness, almost saccharine, a little artificial sweetness to it. But yeah, this is a bit of peach
Talk to
too.
me, Goose.
It's very floral, very light. I
clear
agree with
glass.
everything that you guys said. I did get a little hint of that vanilla tapioca thing going on, but I mean, it's a very pleasant nose.
It is nice.
No edge, no harshness.
No, it's soft,
it's
very
very
rounded.
soft.
Hey,
subtle.
it's smooth in the nose.
I don't know about all that.
Come on.
Obviously, you get a
my air
little
horn. You have a laugh track.
somebody-
That's not right.
Okay, so when you keep going, I get a little bit of grain and green.
Yep.
Green grass, green straw, a little bit.
I think it's on that too.
Might be because some of the other flavors are wafting off too.
That's true. And that's where it comes into flipping the coin, because sometimes
Andrew's getting in it.
he's pulling a Sean. Sean's usually good for that.
I
he
almost took a
just starts
sip
drinking right
when
up.
we took a nose. It was good.
Right.
Yeah, it's got a really pleasant nose.
I like him.
Roses,
What do you get on the palate, Andrew?
floral.
That's good. Pears and apples. It's sweet. I would have expected more grain flavor on it, but I'm not. It's a little in the finish.
I am getting
Little like
more
green
apple
grassiness.
now. That's interesting.
Like a golden delicious. So it's not tart. It's not
Oh,
a tart
man.
apple.
So much apple.
Yeah.
Apple, huh?
Yeah, that's really nice.
Tarty apple, semi-sweet.
Yeah, I'm not getting tart.
No vanilla. No vanilla. It's all green
So-
apple.
Tom has looked it up and said Artist Blend is 45 grain, 55 malt. So they're pretty close as far as the breakdown of grain malt whiskey.
Thanks for that, Tom.
What do you get, John?
to me, it's like a candied apple.
Yep.
It's got some like artificial sweetness. I don't want to say like artificial sweetness, but like it's sweeter than a normal apple would be. But it's fruity and juicy, and it's very well rounded. It's actually got a really nice finish too. A lot of the blended whiskeys I don't expect to have a lingering finish, and this has actually got a little bit of a punch to it that sticks around for a little bit.
Anybody want to taste it again before we put water on it?
I do get a slight. I don't want to say bitter note, but there's like a little something on the finish that's
Just a tiny bit.
It's getting a little tarty.
like a tannic, tarty kind of thing that is really the only. I don't want to call it off-putting, but it's just a little bit.
That would be really great in like soda with soda, like a Scotch and soda.
Right, I didn't get anything.
Fruity, apple-y.
If I was trying to compare this to a fighter in the first ring, I'd say it just kind of came out and is trying to fill out the other bottle. It doesn't. Nothing really stood out on this thing and said, I'm here to fight. It's approachable. It's pleasant. It's just very weak as
try
far
that
as
other one.
flavors.
This is, I mean, to me, this is like a barrel of green apples with a little bit more influence in the wood in that finish. To me, it's not overly sweet either, though. It's kind of a mellow.
I got a
sweetness.
pleasant malt note on that one. That's surprising. That's
know,
good.
I actually got a little more malt on it. It was almost like eating oatmeal with fruit in it.
Yeah.
Like it had a little bit of that grainy quality to it, but it had sweetness and some
Like apple.
some fruit and yeah, pretty much.
So that is not that far different on the nose. This
Ross
is
was
gonna
looking
be
for a laugh track. That was for you, Ross.
Well, this actually is similar. A little bit more mellow.
less fruit forward on that.
Did you put some water on that?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Just doing those right now.
Blue. So we're talking blue glass now. This is the.
Not as. It's hard. That one's hard. It's very similar.
really?
I was
More
surprised.
more creamy is the word coming to mind. I don't know. Mellow. It's more. It's not as sharp. Not as crisp.
Yes.
Well, that's disappointing.
Interesting. I think the nose on this is softer than the other one.
Oh yeah.
Man, that's
yeah,
not
what we're
like
saying.
Like by a fair amount.
That's what we're saying.
I was kind of surprised.
Yeah.
But it's got. There was something a little bit tangy on part of the nose that I got on my initial go in. But it's got nice fruit flavors in there.
Yeah, there's
you know,
fruit in there.
aromas. And they're the same, a very similar fruit style to the other one.
God, these are really similar, man.
I
They
know.
really are.
This is gonna be a tough. Well, I'm anxious to try the glass itself.
Try the
and
blue glass. The noses on the clear glass and the blue glass do appear to have very similar qualities.
This one to me smells like it's got a little bit more of a white wine nose to me.
Oh,
I was gonna say grapes. So yeah.
Yeah, like
maybe that's the like tangy
Uh huh.
part that I'm getting.
interesting.
I'm just gonna be curious here to get his first thoughts.
Talk to me, Goose.
And now it's almost a little bit more musty now on the nose.
Well, that's good. Bring some more of that forward.
Unless you don't like must.
I do. Give me some more of that. Compass Box Artist Blend, $35
Much peppier.
in San Francisco. Black Bull 12 is $67. So
more wood influence.
not surprised. Actually,
Ooh,
that's
that's
I
nice.
believe that Black Bull is an age-stated whiskey, obviously.
The palate's much richer.
It is. It's a sweet forward and more
wow.
malty.
Malt, middle, and a little bit of oak on the finish.
Ooh, this
There's no
one's
green
coming.
apples
This
at
one's
all.
coming
No.
forward more on the nose. It's just needed a little oxygen.
See, I get apple on that one too.
Do you really?
Where? Like
Right up front.
Oh,
Right up front. It's got that like
This one's
it would be like a
like
green
this.
apple. It's got that tart quality to it that I associate with like that green apple skin.
Okay.
Kind of tart, kind of bitter, a little bit of lime, like a citrus note in there. But it's really nice because it's got the fruit fades right into a nice oak note. Not very much spicy qualities to it, I wouldn't say, but there's some vanilla in there.
this got a lot more to chew on.
It does.
It's got a much bigger mouthfeel. I don't know if it's got the same. I feel like the other one might have been a little more complex, but a little bit less. You got more flavor variety, but less punch on the flavors
sure.
that you got. Versus this one has a lot of punch, but it's just got a few notes that it's going to hit.
2 words: cream cheese and butter on the nose right now.
I was gonna say cream corn. I was gonna die laughing. If
Cream
he had
corn,
said cream
cream
corn,
corn.
I think
Cream
I fell out of
corn.
the
You
chair.
know, yeah.
There's a more. I'm getting a lot of pepperiness on it. I don't know if that's ABV, maybe.
See,
That could be.
he said right in the crawls.
Right in the front, as soon as you sip it,
What?
the sweetness is really nice.
Right
I
now,
think it builds through mid-palate.
Maltiness. Wow, this is a pretty big difference right now. This is definitely heavier than on the palate than on the nose, and
getting
heavier
some grain
compared to the
now.
palate of the first class.
Yep.
I like how
This is more of finesse than you know what I mean.
I'm getting a little bit more of a.
It's almost too rich.
put some water on the blue.
I tell you what, that right now the blue neat has a much tamer, less interesting note than the clear glass with water. I think,
On the nose.
yeah, the nose of the clear glass is so much better than the.
You
the
put
blue.
water on it now.
Oh my gosh, they both have water on them now.
Well, you gotta let that blue sit for a hot second.
He's right. Nose is clear.
I mean, the nose.
Well, that'll
Just-
make this fight even more interesting because right now, if I'm scoring it and after 2 rounds, nosing and palate on both,
There's no
I'm
comparison.
saying blue is winning the fight. Now coming in with water, it might
Tom,
change.
Blue is
go in
winning.
there.
The blue is winning the palate. I would agree, but I think the nose in both scenarios, with and without water, the nose of.
I'm kind
Clear
of
glass
torn
is
on the
better.
palate. Because I will say I think the blue edged out the clear slightly, but I thought that the clear glass had some more interesting flavors.
Intricate.
Yeah, there was a lot more to it, I think, than
When
the
you
blue.
look, when you,
But that clear glass, that nose is
This
awesome.
is with water.
It's really
this
good.
nose is just like a candy store, man. I'm like,
blue-
I'm ready
the
to
clear
buy,
glass.
buy. Give me some of that, mom. That's
Well, let's taste
Let's
it
see
and
what
see
happens
what's
with
up.
water here.
well, they both have water.
They
so
both
if you
have
wanna-
water.
Get some.
Let's
You want to
see.
start?
Go ahead. You started.
All right. All right.
Um,
I'm willing to.
So the clear glass with water just sugars came flying out of it. Just a lot of sweetness, cotton candy, vanilla. I mean, it's,
I think it's bigger than it was neat.
I
mean, it's
I
a
think you're
very
right.
pungent
absolutely
nose.
bigger. Yes,
Oh,
water opened
Much.
it up huge.
that's the low. That's only what 43.
I don't know if that's what it is or not.
Well,
Look at Drew's guessing.
well, they're both. That's 50.
Oh yeah, let's see if he's right. I hope he's not wrong.
Palate didn't do as well.
So they're a lot more price compared over the pond. Andrew's saying 41 pound compared to 35.95 pounds. So that's cool.
Not really.
So with
It's still good.
the clear glass, with the water, in my view, it lost its apple, fruitness, but it retained vanilla and some creaminess that is really nice.
Ah, that nose is just
The finish though
Fantabulous.
is pretty good. It comes back with a sweeter finish than it did before. More malty
I-
than it had
I'm
before.
gonna hit that again.
I actually like it, but you're right. It lost all the apples, and I don't get any of the fruit. The nose is so fruity. I don't understand why you don't get any of that on the palate. Not very much anyway, but it's got a nice creamy sweetness to it that's very approachable. I would do 3 glasses of that.
I could drink that all night.
That's a nice dram. It's really easy to drink. It's got,
Caramels and vanillas, toffees.
and I think if you let it aerate naturally without water, I think you might
Yeah.
find a sweet spot in there.
Yeah.
There is some wininess in that too, like white wines.
Yeah.
all right. So I think the palate on the clear glass. Obviously, the nose was really sweet forward. The palate was fairly close. It matched it. I actually got a pretty decent little malty note on the back. I think whatever one that is with water is the way I like it. I think I could really like it neat, but it's something that's so soft and tame that you really got to spend time with it. Because I mean, just going through it fast like this,
Okay.
neat with the nose, I wasn't getting all of the things I wanted out of it.
They're both actually have pros and cons.
Yeah.
So
I feel like the clear is more I don't know how expensive. Like just has more quality.
feels
It
expensive.
feels better. Like it's got a little bit more highs, and that one feels a little bit more messy. It just has a little bit more.
I was gonna say, now that it's got water on it, it's still got the punch that it had before, but it's like it all like came unraveled,
yeah.
right? And so it's just like going in 10 different directions at once, and it's not sure what it wants to
the
do.
front and back of this is great. The middle, not so much. The middle of that's great, but the front and back, not so much.
No.
So with
Yeah.
water, I'm getting some of that pear. I'm getting more fruitiness out of the blue glass with water than I was neat.
I think you may
Really?
be right. Yeah. Yeah, and the palate, I'm getting a much more grapey mid palate on the blue glass after the water. But I'm still getting this peppery edging, and I don't know if it's alcohol or if just some youth or whatever. But it's just not. It's got more punch for sure, but I don't think it's as pleasant of a glass to drink.
I'm good. I'm good.
Wow.
Yeah,
I can tell you this before we get into the reveal and the scoring here. This is going to be a split decision.
I think this might be actually a really close one.
I don't
not sure
think-
I'm not sure where you guys are laying, but
Neither one of these bottles hit the canvas during the fight. I think they both punched. They both landed some punches. They both took some punches. This is a split decision. I really gotta go around again. If we've still got whiskey in glasses, I'm still not.
I'm ready.
All right.
I am too. Scott, Tom, I think we'll answer this in a minute and more, but I would say as of right now, probably yes. But let's get to it so we know what it is.
One thing I can say about the clear glass for a new Scotch drinker, or a new whiskey drinker in general, one that jumps out is what water can do for a whiskey. Because
does.
my God, the nose went freaking from 0 to hero with water,
Yep.
right? It was amazing the transformation that water took on that, which is kind of cool if someone that doesn't realize or know what whiskey can do with water. So that was,
Okay, you wanna go?
Are you done?
I'm not done,
I don't
but-
want to taint your opinions, man. You do your thing. Take your time. No
I'm
hurry.
not ready.
No pressure.
I would say that they. I know we're taking forever on this, but it is interesting because they're both very similar in respect for each other.
They had a lot of similar that I wasn't really expecting.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Both are in the same ballpark as far as scoring, but I think there is an edge winner here, in my opinion.
I agree.
Not by much.
No.
This is to your point. This is like a 9-8,
Okay.
10-9.
Okay,
You good?
I'm ready.
You do you. You just tasted, man.
you want me to go?
Yep. Go ahead.
All right, so I think after round 2, Blue had it in the bag. I think after round 4, it was split down the middle, and normally I don't know which one's which. I'm actually trying. My mind is telling me which glass is which. So I was gonna say normally I would give a split decision to the champ, to the king, but I really don't know which one the king is. So I'm gonna say I split decision. I got to go with the clear glass. To me, it just was more enjoyable. I think the blue one was a little bit not put together as much. The clear one held together. I do think there was a major transformation with water, but it worked in its favor for me tonight. I think I could really enjoy that glass neat as well, but I think it's something that I would have to take some more time with. Blue's good. I liked it. I thought it won the first 2 rounds, but coming out of the gate, when it's all said and done, they're both standing, and the ref is holding up the clear glass for me.
Arm.
Yeah.
Drew is first ready to talk, so let's
Well,
go ahead.
I'm actually right there with him. I mean, I think this is really close. I initially, I did like the green apples at first on the nose.
You didn't?
I did.
you did.
And I thought both of them round 1 came out strong on the nose. I think, but I think palate wise, the blue glass for the first couple of rounds really just kind of dominated. The clear glass without water was just kind of like, it was good, but it wasn't like hanging in there. But as soon as you put water, man, it was a major transformation. It really got crisper. The green apples did go away, but it blended better with more malt in the back, more wood, and it just
That's
had
true.
more
You're
finesse. It was just crisper all the way around, more fidelity, if you will. Whereas the blue with water, hurt it more. It was more muddy. It was more just kind of washed up. It was still okay, but I think the clear for me is just a better Scotch. I'm gonna go clear.
Yeah. You want to go or me?
Go ahead.
All right. So I pretty much agree with you, Drew. I thought that round one, I really enjoyed the nose of both of them. The clear glass I thought had a little bit more character, but it was subtle, whereas the blue glass kind of came out swinging a little
Yes,
bit harder.
absolutely.
It was a bigger, bolder Scotch. But it had less moves, if you will. Like it had like three things that it could
moves,
do,
right?
and that was yeah, exactly right. And so, but I mean, it was a really kind of a toss-up neat because it really kind of depended on your mood. If you just wanted, if you were doing a mixed, because these are blended Scotches, like you could do Scotch and soda
Sure.
or
Oh, tons.
whatever. And so I think if you were doing something that you needed a little bit more punch, the blue glass would have been the one I
That's a
picked.
good-
If you were doing just a neat glass, you just
Okay,
wanted
that's
something
fair.
quick to
Very
drink.
good analogy. Yeah.
You could drink that clear glass and it gave you what you wanted, right? It's sweet and fruity and very nice. With the water, the clear glass, like I want to pour another glass of that right now. As soon as we find out what it is, I probably will. It was very good with
Put
the
a
water.
drop of water
Yeah,
on
and
it,
just
right?
let it sit so I can just smell that nose for the next 2 hours, right? Like the
Yep.
nose was great. On the palate, it was great. I really liked the sweet forward stuff that came through. It still had some subtle fruits. It had a little bit of spice. It had a lot of things going on that blended in well together. The blue just kind of, like the nose was pretty good still, but it just kind of came unraveled a little
agree.
bit. And it just couldn't kind of hang together enough to really throw a punch. So I'm going to go with the clear glass.
Yeah, I agree with Sean on pretty much all his points. I was going to make the exact same points he is, but I wanted to give him a chance first because. So if you like a bold whiskey, you're going to like the blue glass better. If you like a nuanced whiskey, you're going to like the clear glass. And I think overall, because the blue glass had some edges and some peppery on the edges that
You're the one that
it
picked
didn't
that up.
add much value to that. I don't think. I know if you like the alcohol burn and you want to feel that, the blue glass is definitely for you because you're not going to get that on the clear glass. But I think as far as an interesting flavor, if you want to take a little bit of time and look at your whiskey and really explore it, I think the clear glass is a better nuanced whiskey, and because it has those light creams, the vanillas, a little bit of white wine on the edge, and then the peachiness and the apples in the middle. I think it's a nice summer glass. I think it's great for sipping outside on the porch. So I'm going to go with clear as well.
So,
we got
unanimous
a-
decision.
So it's not a split decision.
no, it's straight across. I agree.
And just for clarity for everybody watching at home there, technically Drew's vote doesn't count because
Correct.
he's the one that poured them. So we that way it keeps it an
helps.
odd number. But it didn't matter in this
Correct.
case.
And
but
Drew
I
doesn't
wanted to be
remember
clear.
which one's this.
I don't remember anyway. But so curious though. Before we get in, let's go ahead and. What do you guys think is which?
I think
I think you've got them lined up.
I
right.
think you've got them lined up right.
Let's find out.
And the reason I suggest that is, well, let's see what we got.
So which one's red?
Red.
Neither one's red.
No, red was this one.
There's
Come
no
off.
sticker on
it's,
there.
It's red. This is red.
You just poured it all over the floor.
Must
So
came
blue
off.
glass
My
is
bad.
red.
Blue
And
glass
so
is
that
red.
makes sense. I mean,
Where did it go?
I don't know. Where did it go?
I know it was. I know.
the blue glass. Where's the green glass? Where's it's on the
Yeah,
bottom?
this one
Oh, it was this one. Yeah. It's right
Yeah.
there.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay. So he used the other glass because we had to swap it out for.
We just try green against it.
Can we try the green?
You can. You want to.
The green should be Johnny Walker
It
Green
is Johnny
label.
Walker Green.
And why is
That should be this one then,
What do you mean?
because that's what I replaced it with. I replaced that one with that one and poured
Right.
this one.
Yeah, you're
So
right. You're
that's
right.
that. So
Yeah,
we're-
you're right. It all works out.
No,
So
no.
clear-
Wait a minute. Hold on. That's
This is red.
Where's the green glass? Green bottle.
no. That's the one I poured.
So what are you
What's the bottom
doing?
of the, what's the bottom of the green? Bottom of,
So did we just do Artist Blend versus Johnny Walker Green?
No. I know. I poured them right.
okay, so that makes sense to me because the blue glass.
How many times can we screw this up? I swear to God. I did
The
it
blue
right.
glass came out like a bowl. I mean, it did come,
This is. I know this is this because it's darker. I know that.
but not blue.
I came here
That's
to
not the one I
drink
poured.
whiskey and kick ass,
No, it was red.
and we don't kick ass.
All right. Anyway,
We'll do verification.
You sure?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
I think I would
So
agree.
tell
that's-
them this because I'm not convinced that you're sure. Put it on the other
So
camera.
the
You got
clear
me-
glass.
Oh, We're on the close up.
You got me confused. What the hell are you doing?
We don't know what's going on.
You're sure that this is
I am 100% sure these two I poured.
okay.
All right.
100%. I don't know how the Johnny Walker thing got me screwed.
Well, we know the artist blend
What's
went into the clear glass
Correct.
because it was so we know that was what that was.
Right. Absolutely.
And
I know for a fact
that was the winner, so it doesn't matter what it
doesn't
be.
matter.
It's all good.
So Pierre, look at Pierre. Put it. The reveal. There's an issue with the stickers. Of course there is.
There's
Pierre.
always
It's
an
us.
issue.
Compass Box actually won.
For sure. Compass Box.
Drew's the one that poured it. I'm not gonna argue with him.
There can be only one.
Yeah, that's what they say in Highlander, which they're remaking. Can't fucking wait.
No. If you don't have Sean Connery in it, what are you gonna do?
Oh, dude, he can't live forever.
I beg to differ. Who said we got to cut off to make that happen?
I love it. I'll tell you what, the Johnny Walker
that.
Green that he
Green
pre-poured for the
haven't poured
first fight is delicious.
Not too bad.
Yeah.
All right.
So Compass Box is the winner.
Compass
So we
Box.
got the main event coming up.
The green one.
You want to check the stickers real quick while we're?
I
Yeah.
might as well just double check it because I mean.
So do
Fool me
you
once.
have that the drive-in intermission music that we can put up on it? They're all going for their hot dogs and popcorn.
Don't get your popcorn.
All right, we're good.
All right.
Actually, Andrew's gonna go jump into a bikini and run through with his card.
Serving on a lot of levels right there, man.
There's gonna be a lot of hair in that bikini.
Oh.
See, Chad's got it called, man.
What's Chad
Another decision mired in controversy, man. This is gonna be all over the internet tomorrow, man. People are gonna be tweeting.
I'm sure.
It's gonna be trending.
This will be
Scotch
trending right
nothing
tomorrow.
screws
There can
up
be
their
only
head-to-head.
Orders a
Brand-
double.
Brandon gets it.
I say
I love it, dude. Good for you. Cheers on that. I'm gonna drink to that, man.
for sure.
All right.
Gonna have a
so
12, Brandon.
with
Good
these,
for
we're
you,
gonna.
brother.
The heavyweights are coming out. The Tysons, the Holyfields, if you will, are coming out. These are big boys.
Foreman.
These are big boys.
So yes, these are gonna be punching.
Starting with black.
So let's go through the tail of the tape. We've
right.
got a challenger tonight. The current king
turn in
is
front.
Kolila. The challenger is Log 8. Sean, talk to me about Log 8. Lagavulin.
I can't see that. That's too small.
I'm gonna put it back on the camera so we can. So
Lagavulin 8.
I mean, I know it's 8 years old. How about that?
48% ABV, obviously peated. 8-year-old. I don't know the price point on this. I should. I ordered
I
it.
can read that.
43% ABV.
Yeah,
48.
48.
Yeah.
Yeah, 48%
Sorry, I
ABV.
meant to say.
Actually, this is a bottle off of my bar. It's been open for quite a while. And that's probably not quite as fair. The bottle we have ordered, they still haven't shipped it.
That's fair, Eric. That's fair.
Are they making it?
I don't even know. Are they making?
They're
John,
aging it as we speak.
I don't think Lagavulin 8 is it? No, I just ordered a bottle. Well, that doesn't mean they're still making it. Anyway, we picked this one from the Lagavulin lineup because technically this is the one that matches up closest with Kolila 12. And why do I say that? Lagavulin 16 is higher priced and 4 years older.
It's higher proof too, isn't it? I think.
No, I think it's 43.
Is it?
Yeah. Lagavulin 12 is much higher priced and much higher IB.
And it's
ABV.
not readily available.
And right, so and then there's some Offerman. So this is the one that matched up the best, and I gotta have a
And honestly, we
Lagavulin
haven't
come
done
through the
Lagavulin
ring.
yet.
I know there's got to be a Lagavulin
Yes.
come through the fights, right? So
Right.
this is the one that
I'm really
It's fine.
interested in this one because I haven't had this for a long time.
it has been a long time.
And I
You're
know
right.
I was very impressed
It's-
with this and 12 years ago.
Been a
Yep.
couple years. We did the whole lineup, the 12, 16, 8, and,
Right.
and matched them, married them all up. And this one, it belongs in the family. So
Absolutely.
I'm interested to see where it scores against this heavy hitter.
And you guys did this last week. I have not had this yet. You guys, what was the deal?
What was the deal?
So you
We
guys
picked.
it,
It was Lachey 10, right? Because Lachey's been like
Yeah.
killing it.
and I picked Lachey over. I was
were remote.
opposite you guys.
Yeah, Andrew was sick, so he did it from remote from his house. Lachey 10 was the current champ for like 6 weeks.
A long time.
And we
Great
actually
bottle.
bought another bottle because we
Fantastic
thought it was
bottle.
going to keep going. And I don't know what happened that night, but this is the
This is
bottle
what we
that
got.
stood
Yeah,
forward.
you
It
guys
came out?
you guys talked yourselves into this. So when I did my reviews, well, no, I mean because you guys were able to.
I'm not saying you were wrong, but you were wrong.
So
That's kind of what I heard.
I was not feeling great, and I thought I was coming down with something, so I didn't show up, and I did my reviews quite quickly. So I poured the glasses. I got a number of glasses. I poured them. I did the reviews and wrote down my notes and picked one. And it was all within a matter of like 5 minutes for the comparison. So it was a very quick review. When you guys did that, you did your first initial palate kind of aligned with what I was getting, but then as it aged and as you added water and as you talked about it, it kind of flipped on you.
Like the last fight, basically.
Yeah, it kind of flipped on me. So I'm like, well, okay, that makes sense because the Challenger of this really came out with a much more aggressive punch. It tasted rich and powerful and flavorful and everything, but I think you were able to pull more nuance out of this over time.
Was it the creosote? Was that?
Well,
Yeah, because it punched heavy, if I remember
did.
right, up
It did.
front, and then that wafted off and let us get to a lot more notes underneath.
if I'm being honest, I was disappointed when it was revealed. I was like, because I mean, Leche's, it's a chain. You know, you
Listen,
get to,
I'm gonna tell you right now, we're all gonna have Lecheg on our 10 on our bar. It's a staple going forward.
Yeah.
It's like
but I can't be disappointed because Caol is a staple whiskey. It is in
So
it
much.
blends. It's
Johnny Walker, right? It's a huge
absolutely.
foundation.
Without Caol, there's a lot of other whiskeys that you don't get to enjoy. You know, so
That's
I'm
true.
not disappointed, or you know, I respect the fact
He's
that it
going in.
belongs here. But anyway, let's do the tail of the tape. Caol 12. 43% ABV, age 12 years. Price point on it.
He's like, shut up, I'm smelling.
Price point.
Hold on, I don't know.
Price point on Caol 12.
I'll look it up. Before you get going on, we're quick.
I'm going to go to sleep.
We've got a new one
Oh,
here.
hang on a second.
Hey,
Time
thank
out,
you.
Time out.
Be Natural Studios. Thank
Be
you very
Natural
much.
Studios.
Cheers to that, man.
Cheers to
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you very much. I'll look it up. Where you guys? Caol 12. Is it in the spreadsheet?
Who had the Molly
Probably.
pour?
That was Eric.
Eric.
I
missed it.
Where's that?
Peated.
Oh, you go.
73.
$73. So
This is going against what?
log 8,
Log
which
8,
I don't remember what I paid for it. That's sitting in this.
I would imagine
Say
it's probably
60,
up
70.
there.
I'm gonna say it's $60.
Mm-hmm.
I ordered a bottle of log 8 for this fight, along with a bottle of Bushmills 12 to get into the Irish category.
That could be either one, actually.
And the company hasn't shipped them yet. So
Holy crap!
anyway, Eric, by the way, thank you.
Shit.
I mean, just going from blends to that, it's literally
yeah,
like jumping
buddy.
in the deep end of the
How you
pool. It's
doing?
cold. There's no coming back. You're all in.
Strong like bull.
Yeah, it's all like pork barbecue and almost like brisket. I mean, it's
That's
like
nice.
It's
It's like you're
More of
smoking
like
a
a
meat
brisket.
all day and you're smoking. You went.
You got to get in there, too.
it's a sweet.
You don't even have to put your whole head
No.
in. You can
It's a
stand back.
sweet, greasy kind of nose.
Oh my God, is it greasy? It was such a good word as I was sniffing it. I'm like, yeah.
Eric Wade is having the same glass as we are.
Oh, excellent. That's good. That's good.
Perfect, Eric. Love to hear it.
I like this.
So
what's it? Have
I
we talked about
definitely have
this at all?
some saltiness. There's some brininess. That the barbecue is in there.
I like that lifeline. Are we doing lifelines?
We were talking about it last week.
That's definitely worth it. Worth considering.
We were going to have patrons be able to
So-
vote
Oh, I like
whiskeys
that
back
idea.
in for like a final round before you get to the championship.
So we're gonna have a vote for patrons to bring in some lifelines from
Yeah, so-
previous losers to come back in.
I don't know how long that's gonna last because you know peated whiskeys tend to waft off everything. But man, there is this
You could be okay.
barbecue,
McNeese.
I think I need to go
tangy,
take the room.
saltiness, briny. Yeah,
It's got everything you're looking for,
there's no doubt that one comes from the island,
right?
right? That's not your subtle Speyside or Orkney Pete.
And this is
No.
this is almost like I would imagine a chimney that's been smoking for years, like thick soot on the
Ready to
side.
catch a house fire.
Yeah, and you stick your nose in there like
That
And
is
then
that's what
lick
this
it.
is.
that is an aggressive whiskey.
Really? So that thing's coming out like freaking swinging.
Ashy, you know, that burnt, blackened char in the chimney.
Burnt buttered popcorn.
Burnt buttered
Right there.
popcorn. Who doesn't like that?
Well, it's not good on the nose, but
I thought it was good on the nose.
It's pungent on the nose. Wow. I thought it was heavy when you were smelling it.
Be Natural Studios, Lagavulin, my first Scotch love. You are in the minority there, my friend.
I mean,
But I'm with you.
that is oily.
that is a big flavor profile.
Wow. It's still punching on the nose.
Oh, you should sip it.
Yeah, I'm not sure I can. I know, I'm sure.
Wow.
So, when I nose this other one, it's like, is this peated?
Wow, that
I
is
mean, that is a big whiskey.
that's good. Like you listen. Let's be honest, gentlemen. This is a category that is not for the weak. Like you need to come in here ready to get blown away with smoke and
I got
heat,
pork rinds.
earth, barbecue. This is potent stuff.
Yep.
I got pork rinds on that one.
On the finish, I do. I'm still tasting it. I'm going to taste it for the next 5
I'm gonna go
minutes.
around
Who doesn't
first.
like some swine?
You need to put water on it.
That's one charming MF and pig.
Let's try this. Let's try this gold and see what's up.
So the gold nose is very tight.
Ooh, man, compared to
Comparatively.
It's refined. It is a little bit seaweed.
Ooh,
It's subtle.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, you're right, but it is not. It doesn't. It's going to take some challenging
So-
to clear your palate from the black glass before you get
I
to the
haven't
gold.
touched it. What I hear Andrew telling me about round one is black's coming out literally just swinging, and gold's dancing around, got some moves.
He nailed it. What he said is exactly right.
I'm afraid we're not going to be able to analyze gold as well as we need to.
Come down to the coin flip, brother.
As of right now, it's going to be hard to get. I mean, I had to really like
Right.
filter my nose for a second because that's still sitting in my nose.
Yeah, that's why I
That
retracted.
is not nearly as pungent
It's like
as that.
it's like briny lemonade.
What?
Lemonade. What?
Well, that's not
Well, it's
a
got
good
a
sign.
bright note to it. That citrusy bright note.
It
But it's got
does.
some
It
sweet.
really
and
does.
And then it's got a briny, salty component to it. And
I'm not
and
getting
there's
much
like
peat at all.
I get a seaweed note. I think this is one of those whiskeys
Very
that's going to
light.
be like, I'm not peated. Come in here. Come and see
Right.
me.
It's soft down. Come on out.
Bam.
Hey, baby,
So what's the
how
more?
you doing? How you doing?
It's going to punch you when you're not expecting it.
Again, Mark.
To be honest with you, he's absolutely right. But one of my noses, I've gone into this thing a half a dozen times. I actually got a sherry note, and so I jumped back in. I'm like, what was that? Well, come back.
Just kidding.
But it is definitely much more subtle. Yes, it's peated. Hard to compare against black because black comes in so peated.
Strong like blue.
It's this one's more nuanced, but I love what it's got. There's a lot on it, so I'm not counting it out.
I have a
but
feeling that's going to come back in the palate and be like, boys, don't.
That's
don't
why. That's
mess
why it's
around.
like, quit holding. Let me nose it again.
Yeah.
And taste it.
This
So,
is going to come down right now. Round one is coming down to preference in the moment. Because I got to be honest, man, I love that big boldness of black,
boldy.
but I also like that beautiful subtleness of gold.
Oh, there's definitely sherry in there now.
See?
I couldn't get it earlier. Oh, that's really nice.
Undercover Judger, do you guys plan a certain meal or avoid eating before? Yes and no. Definitely on the dinner point, I do. So, like for lunch today, I actually had Thai, a little spicy, but for dinner, it was much a bland dinner, light. I try to pay attention to that. Not always, but I take it into consideration when I'm doing the whiskey review. I might smell something. I'm like, that's probably from dinner or whatever, but.
That's really tasty.
That is really good.
This one's really nuanced, man.
I told you. What'd I tell you?
Holy moly.
It wasn't going to have anything till you took a sip, and then it was going to hit you with it.
Yeah, so it's almost
That's
really
really
like the
good.
last round where you have one coming in crashing banging, the other one is like,
Yep.
I mean, you guys nailed
It's
it.
not even worried about it.
One's
It's like,
throwing
I'm going
punches,
to
one's
fight
just
my
dancing.
fight. And,
Holy crap, dude.
Yeah, but the one that's dancing's got game.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what we're
Ah,
saying.
he got game.
Yep.
There's one word
Somebody
you
open a
said
window.
that is coming out really nicely in a peated, which you don't get a lot of peated, and that's sherry. Like it's there, and it's
How
very
is
nice.
it there? What is it? I don't think either one of these are finished in anything that has anything to do with that.
Lagavulin usually uses sherry casks, but I don't know if they did them for this one. I don't know if they talked through it.
One is definitely not like the other.
They are very different styles.
I love that. That's what I want to see in a fight.
I will say I like the amount of peat in gold. It's not it's enough to let you know that it's peated and it's bold, but it's not so much that it overwhelms all of the other things that it has going on in the glass.
I'm
Right.
curious about water because I feel like gold. If you haven't touched
Have these been
black
watered
at
at
all,
all?
This one hasn't.
if you haven't touched black at all and went straight to that, and you'd be like, "Ooh, that's an island. That's really peated, or whatever." But this black comes
Yeah.
out so strong, it's hard to compete.
Yeah, so I watered the black glass a minute ago. So
Thanks, Tom. I appreciate you continue to pick on me tonight. Love you, brother. I do.
the water brought down the
It's,
nose.
okay, so let's also talk about mood. I mean, we're beyond bias here. This is a peated category. We're trying to figure out what fits our profiles. What do
In
we
this
like right
moment.
now in this moment? Now it's going to be interesting because particularly over this side, I feel like you would normally probably go more of the peated, more creosote
I
or something
wouldn't
like
say
that.
that. I don't
But
know.
I don't know. I mean,
the reason my first round goes to black because it is a rich whiskey with all these flavors that come through, and I'm assuming you can water it down. But the key with that is you can pour a tiny glass and it will last you a long time because you need to take a sip and then you can walk away for half an hour and you'll taste it.
There's also
It's just a really efficient whiskey because it's got all that flavor in it.
yeah.
and trying to picture where you're drinking these whiskey. I mean, honestly, sitting around a fire in the backyard with you guys, having that bold whiskey. I throw a cigar in the air, whatever.
Yep.
That whiskey definitely can stand some outside influence and still come forward and say, "I'm still here."
Yeah.
What's interesting too is look at the amounts in here already. Like we're not going to drink this. We're not going to drink all this.
No.
The blends were like
Yeah, well,
pounding.
these are also a little bit heavier.
Well, yeah, but it's a lot stronger.
I
Right?
love that oiliness, though. I mean, I do like that greasy.
So, and adding the water to the black, the nose, it brought the nose down and refined it. I
It's
think.
more refined. I get more barbecue, more oily, more like
Is it
ribs.
sweeter?
Is it the meat that
I
comes
think I'm
to
getting
mind?
less char on the nose and more of the sweetness coming through.
That usually happens.
Yeah,
I think.
that's pretty typical, but
Yeah.
that's what I analyzed.
Is I hate to say it, but grape on the nose.
grape ape.
It's grape on the nose.
Grape
I don't know.
All right, talk to me.
Purple drink in Louisiana.
Right?
You've had this with water? Did you
I
taste
didn't
it?
taste it.
Okay.
I nosed it. I didn't taste it yet.
Drew just went in.
You went in,
He's like,
go.
screw it, I'm in.
Yeah, we're already at
Well,
limits.
that's-
I ain't worried about all that.
good?
That's really good with water.
So
It really mellowed that peat. It came in like, and then the second round's like, hey, I'm still here, but man, this is really nice. It's refined.
yeah, you've taken out all the young aggression out of it.
Yeah,
and now
it's springing some nice punches, guys.
It's interesting because it's soft on the front, and then it gets bolder on the mid and back palate. It like blows up again.
Okay. So what is in that first soft palate? What,
But it maintains a very consistent flavor profile.
It does.
all
So it
the way
didn't
through.
change?
Not really. It changed the amount.
the intensity.
You know what I mean? But it didn't really change the flavor. But I still get all of that smoke. I get less creosote than I did on the initial. It was that sooty
Yeah.
creosote flavor
not
was
there now.
I don't find it as I guess greasy, but it's
Oh,
got
okay.
it's got that barbecue note to it. It's got that underlying sweetness that stays there.
Are there any vanillas or creams
still a little
or
diegetic.
fruit coming out?
I do get a little bit of vanilla, but it's all blended very well. It's got it's almost like a milkshake of we'll throw some bacon in there, and then we're gonna throw in a little bit of ice cream,
some pepper bacon.
and some barbecue sauce, and hey, that log's burning. Let's throw that in there too, and you just get a little bit of everything all rolled into one.
Have you guys go back and remember the early days, the young Mike Tyson? The bell rings in round one, and he just came out like a freaking pit bull.
Yep.
He's just headhunting.
89 seconds.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
Round
you're gonna
one,
get knocked out.
yeah.
If you're lucky.
and that was this glass in round one. It just was bold, punch you in the nose like hell. All of a sudden, here I am in round three. The bell rang, and this boxer all of a sudden is coming out fighting a totally different style. Like,
Yeah, he
psych,
went
bitch.
southpaw all of a sudden.
Yeah, right. He started right hand, and now he's fighting left hand, and
right.
you're like, "What's up? What's going on?" It's totally different
I
whiskey.
know. I'm
So
ready.
subtle, so.
You
I
haven't
actually
tasted
have-
this yet.
I know, but
hurry
I
up,
have
taste it.
sherry on this now. I mean,
We're running out of time.
Yeah, come on.
We went over 20 minutes last
Hit me with
week.
that black.
That was just me and Mark talking. That's nice.
20 minutes, counting down.
Oh,
wow.
thanks, Siri. I didn't want that, but
Tell her to shut up. Black, totally different whiskey with water.
well, I wouldn't say totally different.
I mean,
it just
it's
mellowed.
different.
It's
Yeah.
just tamed.
And with that tameness, I get so much more out of it.
It-
I don't get this
yeah, I will give you
bruteness.
that.
I get everything that's underneath that bruteness, right? So it's like there's this
I don't wanna
teddy
say
bear
anything
underneath
to
this
you,
hard
but-
shell, right?
It's good. It's got a lot going on still.
I have interesting.
Yeah, there's lots of creaminess coming through on the black on the palate. I agree. It starts off sweet and then pops into a much bolder flavor. I'm getting pepperiness on it. It feels like ABV, but maybe age. I don't know.
Neither one of these
What's
are
next?
exceptionally hot.
No.
They're
No.
just really bold.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, 48, 43 ABVs are the two.
I mean, the black tastes to me like it could be in the 50s somewhere. It's
So
bold.
Drew's tasting the gold. So what are you getting?
We're up front, buttered pretzel, like this big ones you eat at the
Like
fair.
salty.
Annie's or whatever.
Yeah. Palate wise, I think it hurt a little bit. It's definitely more sherry influence, or I feel like it's sherry influence. It's definitely got
It's got sweeter notes.
a
to it.
sweeter note. It's got more. It's a different whiskey compared to the first one. Like there is a finesse versus powerhouse in here. I feel like neat so far. The gold was better. I feel like it came out like, oh my gosh, it had all kinds of flavor. This one, I feel like the water hurt a little bit.
I agree.
It's still there, but I don't get nearly the peat as I. Well, I mean, that's not fair. The black is like over the top with that, but it does not come across like super peaty at all. It's not even smoky. It's like a hint of earth, a hint of smoke, and more sherry and something else.
You get some coastal seaweed on
I
it.
feel like you
Yeah.
get the.
Briny.
I don't even get the briny as much. It's got a lot more sweetness than it had before. I don't get the peat punch that it had because neat. It was great because it had the peat there, but it was mingled in, and it did a really nice job of offering up a bunch of different flavors that were complementary. And now I feel like it's kind of lost a little bit of that. It doesn't have as much peat punch to it.
I agree.
It lost a little bit of the sweetness. It's just kind of a little more unidimensional.
So Eric gave his notes, not to influence our decision here on the fight, but I appreciate the notes, Eric. I can't disagree because I don't know which one's which in our glass, but
Okay.
We're gonna find out.
I like it. We're gonna find out. I think with water,
try gold?
Yeah, I did, and to me, it just seems more foundational. It's more refined. It's just more balanced. I love the black. I love the fact that black came out
hard.
swinging hard. I right now, I want another glass of gold. This is what this. I mean, so when it comes to these fights, sometimes that's what it comes down to. Which one are you going to reach for?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, you're sitting here going, damn, they're both good, but which one do I want to finish?
This is going to come down to and I hate to say it, but you're exactly right. It's a mood-driven peatness at this point because there are two different flavor profiles here, and I don't know that it's fair to compete with each other because one is definitely more powerhouse over the top. Like, hey, you ready for a campfire? Come to me. The other one's like, you want some peat? How about some little bit of refinement with me? And that's what the other one is. A gold.
So I think are we done? Are we ready?
I think we're ready.
I'm gonna go ahead and give some scores here. I love the fact that black came out in round one just swinging for heads, man. Tyson style.
Yep.
I'm ending this fight right now, and it's it. Didn't get the job done. Gold hung around. I actually think that black came out later and still showed a completely different style of fighting, and which was awesome. Love it. Would still really happy with black's performance. But overall, all 4 rounds, I've just got to say I've enjoyed gold more
Really?
over 4 rounds than black.
This I have a feeling this group right now is going to be the most diversified answers here.
It's interesting. I right now, if I'm so torn, I'm like 51-49, right? Which one? And then I keep asking myself, Mark, which glass do you want to reach for? And I want another
So you want
taste.
gold.
I want another taste of gold.
All right, Andrew.
So
what
I'm
do you
going
got?
gold.
This is going to be good.
Yeah, so we've already talked about the flavor profile. The The gold one is lighter. It's vanillas. It's creaminess. It's soft. It's seaweed. It's saltiness. But the gold, or the black is punchy. It's edgy. It's rich in all flavors. So tonight my pick is black because it's just richer in every component it has.
You like that fight.
So the black is a richer whiskey, but it's richer in every category. It's more smoky, it's sweeter, it's oilier. It's got all that in it. Whereas the gold is just kind of a diluted representation of peated whiskey.
Ooh,
For lack of a better word.
Damn!
wow, that's some mixed words.
Body blow, body blow.
That's where I'm going with the black, because the black is just there. It's got everything, and it's all strong.
Wow.
Okay, so I'm gonna go. My vote does not count, but I'm gonna go to throw it out there before he goes because
Oh,
his
yeah,
vote's gonna make
his
the
vote's
decision.
the one's going to make
gonna make the
decisions.
decision.
So what do you think?
So I am
me these,
torn
man. Let me
because
see.
I
Hold on.
I actually
he ain't done, he ain't done.
I like them both. I really
are
do.
both good.
And I think it's so much. I think your point is very much solid about mood driven. Like, where do I feel like?
Yep.
However, in the peated category, I have to go with black tonight.
Oh!
Because I feel like
snap.
black has come in. It didn't lit off. It came in full power. With water, it got more finesse. It actually tamed down. Still held its flavor profile. Did not tame that at all.
You're right.
Gold
You're
was
dead.
great. More sherry influence, but did not compete in the peated category compared to black. However, I love gold. I love
take
gold, but I think black actually wins. But now
Black.
mine does not count.
I know. All right, Sean, you need to pick black.
This is good.
Here's the
Leave
thing.
one
This
on
is
there.
before
This is
Sean
my
gives
favorite
his,
one so far
Yeah.
because I can tell we're all over the place.
before Sean gives his, I could sit here and drink black all night too. Don't get me
That's what
wrong.
you said earlier. I want to go for
I
gold.
didn't hear any of
No,
that. I heard gold, gold, gold.
No, I'm sticking with gold. I think they're both. I really do love both of these whiskeys right now, but in this moment, that's what I'm going with gold.
All right, so I'm having a real struggle with this. A real struggle. I wish I would have gone first, so I wouldn't have to be the deciding factor, to be honest with you. So neat. I'm gonna try to talk myself through this and figure out what I want to do.
Yep.
Because I still don't know which one I'm gonna pick. Neat.
Yeah.
Black came out heavy, but I liked the gold better. Neat. I thought it offered more. I couldn't get to all the flavors of black. It was just a little bit more punchy and overpowering. So I didn't care for it quite as much. Neat. But you put water on these, and I feel like black held up better. It still had that foundational flavor profile that it had when it was neat. It carried through with the water. It didn't tame it down at all. It still had that nice peat punch on the nose, on the palate. It lets you get into a little bit more of the flavor profiles. The gold, I'm not gonna say it came unraveled, but it lost a little bit of that peaty punchness.
So it got tired.
Neat, it was really good. Like the nose was interesting, and it came out with a lot of peat, but you could still get to the flavors. And with water, it kind of tamed it down a little bit. And to be honest, like I'm thinking your thing. I'm like, all right, which glass do I want to reach for? And I kind of want to reach for gold, but it's a peat category, and so I'm gonna go with black.
Oh my God! What?
And I honestly, it is just like I could have flipped a coin on this one. They were that close. I mean, I really.
No, they're
Wow.
good. So you basically, to sum your gold lost a step in the fourth round. He
I
got
think
tired.
So. I think so.
And that's what
I lost a little
here.
bit of that peaty, full-bodied flavor character that I enjoyed when it was neat.
Hell of
and
a
I
fight.
think that just barely edged out.
Hell of a fight. Awesome.
Yep.
This actually tamed up to be a better fight than I thought it was going to be.
I agree.
So let's find
I
out.
really thought-
Especially
so
since it
black
was so different.
is
Yes.
the winner. Black is green.
Colila pulled it forward. That's what I thought. That's what
I
thought.
had a feeling that was Coila too, based on just the creosote level.
The irony is what's crazy is black was Colila, and it punched at 43% higher than Lagavulin at 48%.
Yep.
I mean, it
was a-
punched harder at 43%. Don't tell me that freaking black didn't come out swinging.
So
For
we're,
reals.
let me verify. Black is Colio 12.
Yes, black is Caol. So Caol
So
12
Caol
is
12
retaining the
beats
King of the Hill,
Lagavulin 8
and that's it.
by a sizable margin. I mean, 2-1.
So here's if we're gonna stick to the and we gotta end this thing. That's funny. I know you're happy with this one. This is a good night for you. But I will say there is.
I'm just the judge. Don't make it feel like it's a competition.
I feel like we're pulling Mike Tyson and Evander out because those are the big ones from our history. But I feel like Mike hasn't been out here yet.
Really?
No. Mike's back there in the corner. He's Lagavulin 16. He's just waiting.
We'll see.
But I don't know if he'll be able to play.
Lagavulin 16 comes through at 43% as well, and Caol is 43% and just punched above 48. I mean, I'm telling you, Caol, that black glass punched way above. The peat in this thing beat the shit out of the peat in that thing.
No, there's definitely. I mean, it made sense to me because I love Lagavulin. I feel like Lagavulin is definitely more of that tamer, more finesse, sherry influence type of Isla. Whereas Caol comes out like we're
oily
camping,
and
we're
big.
camping, and that's what it is. But in tonight's category, I'm with you, man. It just felt right.
I see. I missed
It's
it. I was
delicious.
thinking it was flipped.
I really did.
This was Lagavulin.
Yeah,
I
because
thought this
I
was
did
the
too.
Lagavulin. I
Yeah,
really did.
because last week I thought the Caol, the one was weak and didn't have the initial punch.
So what I'm hearing is that your illness may have influenced your.
Oh shit!
Maybe.
Doesn't matter now.
I'll tell you what.
Hey, we were right.
Doesn't matter.
Look at
You were
us.
right. You picked
Wrong.
it again.
All right,
But
so we were way over,
so-
but fun night.
So Green Valley. Yeah.
So Caol retains the title, and it's
That's exciting.
Wow.
So that's kind of cool because
That is
it
not what I
did
expected.
dethrone
What's the other one?
Lacheg, which had held the title for 5 or 6 weeks.
All
So
right, let's
tonight's
throw the victors up.
champions.
King of the Hills.
There you go.
Right here in our blend category, we have Artist Blend Compass Box is the current King of the Hill of the blend category, and Caol 12 is the current King of the peated category. It is July 14th or so. So we've got 6 or 7 more weeks of fights here, and then we're going to start wrapping it up. Just to conclude, we have started discussing these lifesaver categories where we think either each one of us get to throw one bottle.
We know this is
back
coming
into the fight.
back.
Right.
I've already heard rumors.
Right. I'm pretty sure that he's putting Tamdu 12 back in. Or
Lacheg.
we throw it out to the patrons to say which
Patrons are
bottles they
definitely
want.
going to have some votes.
There's
for
going to
sure.
be some influence between the dummies, the patrons, to see which bottles that have previously fought and lost get to come back. I can tell you it's probably not going to be any bottle that didn't hold the title for a week. But if it held it for multiple weeks, there's a good chance. We just got to give them an opportunity because if you think about the way this is lined up, it kind of is weird.
Quick question, just throwing it out there. Lacheg 10 versus this. That's another night and day.
You're right.
Well, that was last week.
Yeah.
Oh, it was last
yeah,
week.
we did that.
And you guys
And
We
picked
picked.
I
I forgot. Yeah.
Right.
All right.
So I'm not saying Lacheg can't come back because it was because
I picked Lacheg last
5 or
week.
6 weeks, and so it still got a vote last week. It still belongs in the conversation. It's just
That Caol
that's
though, is-
boxing, man. That's how
Well,
this goes.
there's a reason why this is in so much blended
There's
and everything
no
else because it's
joke.
so
You could
solid.
put a drop of that in a barrel and be like, "Whoa, I take the beat."
difference, right?
That should be on a shirt.
I did.
So that's how
But
potent it is. Yeah.
so good fights tonight, guys.
Very
we had a
good
good
fights.
time. We saw lots of folks online. Had a great time with everybody. There was a lot of comments. We tried to catch up with all of them. Let's go back real quick. Can you go back to the comments?
Sure can.
I know Eric had made a
another
comment.
super chat, yeah.
He did a super chat with his comments, and I want to see if we lined up. So, Log 8 powdered sugar new make character heavy peat.
Heavier peats. Yeah.
I don't
I'll
think
take the
so.
Cole
Neat,
Ela
maybe
12. He
hold
said he
heavier.
would take the Cole Ela 12. Okay,
Yeah. Okay.
you
Fair
picked the
enough.
winner.
So I wonder,
good deal.
if the Lagavulin may have been weakened by age and an open
Maybe.
bottle.
Yeah, we got
Here, I
a
saw
lot
your
of people
comment.
talking about lifelines already.
Oh
Oh yeah, right. That's gonna be the good.
The chain shall live again.
Yeah,
Port
Yeah,
Charlotte.
very
The
good.
Port Charlotte 10 was
Yeah,
very
that's
good.
We're going to talk about how we're going to do it. because
Yeah.
I've got some ideas.
Don't
It might be
lag
fun.
on drinking the
Did
lag. I
someone say
love the
do not
comments.
have been? Yes, of course, of course.
Honestly, let me raise a glass to all of you.
So
Love
I-
y'all.
I'm-
Thanks for the comments.
And I'm
Yeah.
still surprised that I picked Colilo over the Lagavulin. I'm surprised.
Yeah.
I had those picked
You're a
wrong in my
wheelhouse
mind.
guy.
That's all
It's
right,
what it
brother.
is.
You were true to you.
That's why we do them blind.
Yep.
Great seeing you
That's why we
guys.
do 'em
It's
blind.
great hanging with you
Love you
four
guys.
again. We'll see you guys
Happy
next
Thursday.
time.
3, 2, 1.